Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, finally Bitcoin provides us with some clarity, and it seems like Bitcoin wants to take the path to 58.4 to 55.5k, which was the previously yellow scenario. I've now taken the other one off, the one that allowed for a direct turn here. Yeah, remember we had two scenarios on the chart. One in which here was a possible turning point, so we were watching that, and one in which the price needs a deeper correction into the area between 58.3 and 55.4k pretty much. Maybe lower, but in both scenarios, and that's very important, and I try to be crystal clear about that, we had no low confirmed. And I mentioned to you, I want to see a break above the descending trend line to start to entertain the idea that we've bottomed. So the price is still very well respecting my descending trend line. I've now tidied this up a little bit on the smaller time frame, so it shows even more clearly on the smaller time frame when we can watch for a reversal. So I mentioned also in the last few days that the RSI on the daily was not oversold. This is now the case. Now, this is technically only valid once we have the daily candle close. So yes, while it is oversold right now, that reading on the daily RSI is only valid once the daily candle is closed. So it's technically not yet really an oversold, but it came very close yesterday already. So it's getting interesting. I will use that to start slowly adding BTC, slowly, yeah. Because we're still dropping, yes, but I know how quickly things can turn around in crypto. And I will really keep it small because my average cost is much lower. So this is literally just nibbling a little bit with some tiny positions because we will probably go a bit lower. But the market is still holding in my trend channel. So as you can see, we had a few good signals in the last few days. I showed you this trend line, which broke, which was a possible short signal, not Elliott Wave style, but still from a traditional TA point of view, trend lines can be useful. And we are still holding in this trend channel. So we're still holding that support area, or let's say that lower trend line. Not convinced we definitely have to hold it or anything, but we're still holding it. Okay, I just report what I see. A break above the upper boundary line, as I said, could be a signal that we are already on the move to the upside. And that would then be in the next fifth wave up as discussed. No change there. If this is really an A wave down and this is a B wave up, which topped here in June, then this is now a C wave down, probably an ending diagonal. I have added a microstructure on the 1 hour chart. I'm not convinced by it, however. I would rather focus on the trend line, and I would focus on the Fibonacci target area below. I've now added this target area that we discussed already in the last few videos, and it's between 58,000, yeah, 330 plus minus a few dollars depending on the exchange, and 53,800, even though there should be good support at 55.4k, and we'll first see how the market reacts to those pivots. If this is a C wave down, it should go just below the low of the A wave, which bottomed here on the 19th and 18th of April. Yeah. So that's the daily. Shouldn't be anything surprising or new, given that, yeah, you know, we were watching a possible reversal here, but that's what I said, we were watching for it. So far, we had absolutely no signals that a low was in, and we needed a first 5-wave move up and a break above the channel. Now it's hopefully clear why I always watch for that, because if we don't get that signal, then the focus is still on lower prices. But I try to be crystal clear about that. And I really like that we have some clarity now. Clarity is good, and it might be the washout that we need to, let's say, get all the leveraged longs out there, you know, get them out of the market and whatever. Here you can see how nicely Bitcoin has been respecting this descending trend line. And we are, yeah, well, I've added a microstructure, right? So A wave down, this is the range, B wave up. Really, the key support is at 50.7k. So I'm not telling you we have to turn around here. This is simply the next pivot to watch, okay? This is simply the next pivot to watch. The process needs to be, okay, in which scenario are we in a, looking at the bigger picture? Okay, a bullish scenario. We've got a support area that gives us some pivots to watch. Okay, we are locally in a downtrend, so we focus on lower while watching how the market reacts to those pivots. Once we see a first break of the trend line or a break, let's say, or a first 5-wave move up, we have a first signal that a low is in place. Until then, it is wise, I think, to be very, very careful when adding positions. Again, I will add carefully today, spot only, until we get a reversal signal, and one of these might be a break of the trend line. Now, we can add, let's say steeper trend lines, but they are not reliable because we only have 2 touch points basically at the moment, okay? So what I'm watching for is how the market, we've reached previous structural support here in the area around 60,400. See those previous swing lows. So that's just adding some support. I've added a microstructure. I see this as a potential ending diagonal. That is likely going to change today due to all this choppy price action. I could even make the case to put the wave 1 here, but it all gives me just a very, very shallow wave 2. Not really clear enough to be reliable. I'm quite confident about this as an initial 1-2 in a diagonal. But then the question is, okay, where's the B wave? I could even say the B wave was here. WXY, okay. Is this then a 1-2 in the wave C? Probably, and this is the wave 3. That might be a way to go, but pay attention. Best is to pay attention to the, but again, this was also a 3-wave move down, so it's extremely, this is unreliable micro counting, but hey, I'll add it. Just be aware that we might need to change it. Earliest signal, as I said, that we've bottomed would be one of those trend lines broken. And yeah, what is there to say? Not much. Obviously, in terms of Elliott Wave key levels, the next key level is up here, but the trend line gives us an earlier signal. It's 64,560. Yeah. So when do we get the first signal that something is morphing on the chart? Again, it's the trend line, but we can add a Fibonacci resistance area based on an unreliable micro count. I don't like that, but I will still give you one. It's between 60. It just tells us, additional parameters, so against which the pressure is down. It's 64,530 to 62,560. So focus is on lower until we break above the trend lines. That's my view, at the moment at least. That can change. I need to see, as I said in the last few days, a first small impulse to the upside to believe we've bottomed. Until then, the focus is on lower, and we're going to watch the pivots to see if the market reacts there. Good news is the RSI is basically now oversold, and we still have plenty of space in our support area that should protect the bullish scenario, but could still break, right? It could still break. That is why we always have to have a contingency plan. But hey, we're not even close to 50,700. I haven't opened Twitter today, so I guess everybody will talk about the new bear market or anything. So we'll see. Not my view yet. We take it level by level. The trend is down anyway from the swing high here that formed in June. So we're looking for lower anyway. But it's all about, okay, watch the pivots. And I will keep you updated. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.